Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world today. I hope you're absolutely fantastic. So, I've been saying that Bitcoin's been in a downtrend for some time, and there's just been a mental block in terms of what I anticipated to happen next. And then I just absolutely had this I don't know actually how else to describe it other than mental block that it's been moving upward towards a certain price. So when I saw this high over here, I kind of saw this price action going down, and I thought we were in a downtrend. And then it kind of got sucked up, which was fine. And I was in a short position all the way from there until there. And then it edged up a bit, and I thought, okay, great. The downtrend comes down from here. So then, boop, instead of it going down, I got a stop loss hit. And then over here, the same thing. All right, okay, this is where the downtrend kicks off of from. Instead of going down, sucked up, and I got stop loss hit. So I haven't personally had the best experience with Bitcoin um, over this duration of time because it just hasn't made any sense to me as to why it would keep on going up. So that's not my strategy's fault. That's my own mental problem in terms of having trend directional bias. And even if there was my future self that came back in a time machine and said, this is where price would have been gone to, for some reason, somehow would have still tried to go short. I don't even know what that is. Call it a character defect or something to that avail. Anyway, so sometimes you got to find the positive from a negative. And sure, my frustration levels climbed at each stop loss being hit. But what this forced me to do was to pull out some of the books I used to read when I started to learn about the more advanced levels of trading. And one of the books that I'm referring to is called GAN Masters. So, getting into GAN Masters, I remembered that there is the law of vibration, and I did the math around the law of vibration with Bitcoin. So even though my kind of human brain couldn't compute as to why Bitcoin kept on climbing, when I did the law of vibration mathematics, I saw that there was a level here at 82,500. So my inner community have heard me speak about this for a while now, and I've stopped trading Bitcoin personally because of my bias over here, and I'm very interested to see what happens within this region. Now, from joining the dots backwards, it looks like this is a clean fit. And of course, I'm speaking to my GAN traders who understand the geometrical trading and how everything would interact with the ascending lines and curves and ascending lines and curves, the arcs and the fan lines. And now it's getting into the the pivotal points of potentially finally going into a downward direction. Now, if this happens, well, two things. Firstly, I'd be really, 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 really happy again because that means that GAN's work and the law of vibration will be how I set my longer term targets, as it feels as if price action will do its utmost to fulfill its obligation of the squaring of price and time. And again, look into the law of vibration. Um, and that's, of course, W.D. Gann's work. So, should it stop here and then move down, that does mean that we're still going to be in a downtrend. The reason being is because that over here would be lower than that, and this over here would be lower than that. So this would be a lower high, and this would be a lower low, which means that price would have to come down to below the ATL, the all-time low, which is about 60,000. Another alternative is that if it doesn't beat the ATL, it would pretty much come down I would imagine, to do a double bottom, and then from there move on up. But staying in trend, generally there's one of two things that happens. Okay, either we continue in trend, or alternatively, trend direction change will have price exceed the previous high. So I'm not trading Bitcoin right now, because I've forced myself not to. I'm actually day trading gold, which I find a lot more fun to trade. Gold is 5 times Bitcoin's market cap, and a lot more powerful on the moves per day. It'll just drive. It's amazing. Gold's really fun to trade as a day trader. And I started to find Bitcoin quite jolty. Like it would be consolidating, and then all of a sudden, like there's be like this big like wick sort of thing, and then I don't know. It felt like I had to compensate for the absence of orders and so on and so forth. Where, like I said, with gold being 5 times the market cap of Bitcoin, it doesn't suffer from that problem. So I'm using Bitcoin for my prop firm accounts, um, and so I'll do swing trades with Bitcoin and day trades with gold. And then once I've got gold automated with my AI platform, wherever they may be, then I'll start to introduce stronger, not stronger markets, but your typical markets such as your forex and so forth. So yeah, so that's basically what I wanted to chat about. And point being, I think, just to summarize, we are getting to a point of decision, and what I'm seeing over here. I have been wrong recently, so again, I'm not making any buys and sells as yet until we start getting real confirmation, not these fake outs and then these fakes over here, of price going back down from 82,500. So I have seen Twitter quite excited about Bitcoin, and saying we're back, and all this other hype stuff. A lot of guys are going to get caught by this if price goes down. So just be wary and careful of it, my friends, so you don't get caught into it. I would say close your positions if you are in a positive position and you're doing swing trades. Close and just put it into dollars, and then just wait for this period to pass. And then once we get confirmation again, you can take your decision from there. I mean, worst case scenario is that you'll just put your dollars back onto the market and ride it back up again. But what I am saying is that I do feel the price does need to come down, and that's what I'm looking out for. All right, sorry for taking so long to get this video out. I've just been observant of the market, and I didn't want to say anything too soon until I figured out exactly what is going on. And I do feel that this is a good interpretation of what is Bitcoin's agenda, and the next steps are just to observe to see whether or not we are finally at a turning point. And then I'll do the full strategy just to see whether it's going to create a lower low or something a bit more shallow, and then perhaps a bullish move from there. Okay. Yeah, that's it from now. And I'll catch you in the next one. Ciao.